Well, thank you for joining us. We're thrilled you're here. We want to thank in particular our board for all their involvement, inspiration, investment, and all their wonderful support that they give on so many dimensions. So join me in a round of applause. We took care of the Jetta problem, but apparently somebody left keys to a red Lamborghini, and come see the after. Want to thank a group of people as well. Evan Linza, Dan Hausman, Zach Lyman they help us with our IT. Zach is our amazing videographer. John Dietrich and our AU Fresh team. Jason Amor and our advancement team, who do a lot of work. Yeah. His wife, Kara, and Brian Dalton's wife, Diana, also put together a spouse-partner program that was well received, so thank you for that. And most of all, to the two people I have the honor to work with most closely, Lisa Sexsmith and Mary McAllister. How many of you have ever been to an Indian wedding? Yeah. As Hope will attest, it's a pretty extensive affair. It can go on 7 days. You travel from relative's house to relative's house. Closest analogy to what Mary and Lisa do 3 times a year is organize this massive Indian wedding involving the committees, the teleconference calls ahead of time, the sheer logistics involved. It's an incredible feat, and they do it on a regular basis. So very grateful we all are for the good work that they do. So yeah. Terry Galanis just shared a story we shared with the board so the rest of you know. HR committee's meeting on who should receive an honorary degree today. And we're meeting on the topic of Terry Galanis Jr. and Sr. Outside, unbeknownst to what was going on in our meeting, Terry is meeting with some other folks and says casually, well, I wish somebody would call me doctor sometime. So just that it all worked out in a good way. Terry and his dad have started an amazing business in the Buffalo area. Terry Jr. is 70 years old. Terry Sr. is 100 years old. Just turned 100 a few months ago. Terry Jr. would dearly love to retire, except the problem is Terry Sr. is still coming to work every day. So, but an amazing son, and we look forward to celebrating both of them becoming doctors and finally officially becoming part of the family, Terry Jr. So, we'd like to do 3 things on top of that tonight. The first two involve 2 key programs we've launched this fall, Apex and Common Ground. And to bring Apex into perspective, we'll ask Kathy to join me in a little bit, Kathy Woofter. She's been a key driver to making this happen, a big proponent of it over the years. Michelle Cohen, one of our trustees, really got this launched with her husband Marty with the $500,000 gift. We've since, with pretty little marketing, been able to match that initial $500,000. So we think this thing will really have some legs to it and be a real impactful and visible component of the brand. And she's got some students that she's asked to briefly talk about their Apex experiences. And those of you that know Kathy well, she doesn't like being in the spotlight. But I'm going to put her in the spotlight because this is one of those appropriate occasions to recognize all that she's done for us. She's a hiker, and Tricia DeBertolis, who works with her, says hikers, one of their sayings, as is Kathy's when she's on the trails, is leave no trace behind. she's done a miserable job when it comes time to applying that saying to her work here at Alfred University. The number of different ways, whether it's Apex, whether it's the Judson Leadership Center, whether it's the different programs that we have, whether it's equestrian, the swim team, the blocks, the celebration of the LeBoner Pool, the Career Development Center. It just, the list goes on in terms of what she's been at the heart of entrepreneuring. We profiled with our board yesterday, and we earlier had a brand launch on campus, how there are 5 chapters to our brand, and each of them, you think about how cultures get built, they get built by people. And it's amazing how each of them you can find roots in Kathy's work with us, whether it's maker culture, driving Apex to its current point and prospects, whether it's promoting inclusivity. She's one of our common ground facilitators, whether it's being a talent incubator. If you look at the latest alumni magazine that just hit the streets, there's a closing article, different things Kathy's learned from others, but it's very apparent too of all the students she's influenced over the years. Top programs to mix and match, whether it's co-curricular, curricular, what she's done to impact that. And most of all, creating magic here at Alfred University. So not only outside of ordinary, but extraordinary. We have a certain set occasions to give Fiat Lux Awards. So we thought it'd be very fitting today, before she gets to introduce her Apex recruited students, to put her in the spotlight. And hold on, Kathy's this unique combination, nerves of steel. The calls I most dread are the ones at 1 in the morning, things that Kathy needs to alert me to. And it's remarkably few calls that I get. It's amazing some of the challenging situations she deals with on all our behalf, and especially our students. But beyond the nerves of steel, it's coupled with a heart of gold. So with our esteem and recognition and gratitude, we'd like to present you a Fiat Lux Award.
All right, love it. Okay, back to work. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody. That was really unexpected, clearly. My assistant, Mary Therese, is here tonight, and I think she knows. As Mary McAllister, I told them both if they were aware of something like this happening, they were supposed to let me know. So if you... you're both in trouble if you knew about this, but I am thrilled that Mary Therese is here. If I'm successful in any way, it's because Mary Therese does the work that she does, so thanks. It's wonderful that you're here tonight, MT. Thank you. And just what I will say, I did write this in the Alfred magazine article that Mark was talking about, but one of the wonderful things about working here at a small institution is, as much as college impacts students, and I hope it does, every single one of you, I hope you're changed by Alfred University, but you all change me, and you change us, every one of you that we come in contact with, and I hope you know that. I hope you never forget that, the impact that you have on people. So, and it's outstanding, so thank you. This has just been a wonderful place. I'm starting my 23rd year here, and I could not think of a better place to grow up as a professional. So thank you all, everyone who I've connected with throughout the years at AU. So this is terrific. Really appreciate it. So I'm here to introduce Apex, which is one of our 4 transformational initiatives that's going to really move us into the future, along with several other things that we've got going on here. So Apex for some of the first-year students who are here tonight, if you haven't heard about it, by the time you are juniors and seniors, it's going to provide you funding. Right now it's $1,000. In a few years it'll be $2,000 to pursue any number of experiential learning opportunities, things like internships, co-ops, off-campus study, undergraduate research, capstone projects, et cetera, which is really, really terrific. It opens doors that were not available to me as a student and to many of the other folks in the room. As of 2 days ago, Logan G., who is our Apex coordinator and one of last year's 2 Marlon Miller Outstanding Seniors, said that we have 112 applications in just a few short months and 74 approvals. The rest are still moving through the system. And we have a cap of 200 this year in our pilot year, so I am 100% positive we're going to meet that goal of 200 quality Apex experiences. So tonight I'm just going to introduce, not all of them are going to speak. I did let some of them off the hook. But I want to introduce them, have them stand and just tell you a little bit about what they're doing tonight, just 1 or 2 sentences about their experience. So no particular order. The first is Allison Piedmont. Can you stand up, Allison? Allison is using her Apex experience to explore her passion for fiber and textile arts. She's conducting research with professors Diane Cox and Sarah Ferguson. So she does all kinds of cool things like floor loom weaving, spinning yarn. So the work that she completes for her Apex experience this semester will be shown alongside her senior show, which I hope I will see you all at on Saturday, December 8th. She's a December graduate in the Turner Gallery. So thank you, Allison. Charles Cespedes is next. Charles, could you stand? Charles's Apex experience is his senior design project in which he and 3 fellow students are designing and building a modular search and surveillance bot, which is pretty cool. He's a senior mechanical engineer, and he's also a leader on the rugby team and has been super helpful in planning for a great future for men's rugby. So thank you, Charles. Kendra Byra. Kendra, can you stand? Kendra is using her Apex experience to complete research in order to fulfill requirements for both biology honors and Alfred University honors. So this is an interdisciplinary research project combining organic chemistry with biology, specifically animal nutrition. So this is technical, so I'm not going to repeat I'm not going to try to pronounce all the stuff that she sent to me, but it focuses on basically temperature impacts on nutrients within horse feeds. So Kendra is also one of our most accomplished riders up at the Equestrian Center. So her Apex Award is going toward funding for chemicals and supplies in the lab, and the savings are going to help her as she travels to go visit and apply to vet schools. So congratulations, Kendra. Narilla Kambar. Narilla is an international student from Kazakhstan. She is a senior, also a tennis captain. Narilla is conducting research to learn the process of hydrogel synthesis. So here we go with some big words again. It's the chemistry behind hydrogel formation and application of hydrogels as controlled drug release systems. So they play a crucial role in controlled molecule release, biosensors, development of biomaterials such as organs and tissues. So her research hopefully will lead to a potential published research paper, and it's going to pave the way with some essential lab skills necessary for her future career as a biomaterials engineer. Kelly Staub, can you stand, Kelly? Kelly is completing her Apex experience just pretty much right across the road at the Alfred Montessori School. Apex has made it possible for Kelly to gain hands-on experience, interact with people in a workplace setting, and learn about the importance of service learning. So Kelly wrote to me in her email, I love this. This program is a great incentive to all students that want to further their learning outside of the classroom. I am beyond grateful for this experience and all the people that have made it possible, and that includes many of you in this room. So thanks, Kelly. Lou Krozik, can you stand? Lou actually is one of 2 folks who have actually completed their Apex experience. Lou had a 3-month summer internship at IMG Sports Academy in Florida, one of 3 top academies in the country for training elite athletes, international athletes. So Lou was responsible. She had the opportunity to schedule camps for teenagers, set up training and workout schedules, and her Apex Award will help her pursue her career in professional sports operations. So pretty incredible. Thanks, Lou. Rosie Borquez. Rosie, are you here? Yeah. Hi, Rosie. Rosie is the second student who has already completed her Apex experience. She had a 2-month internship over the summer with Congressman and 1993 alumnus Tom Reed in Washington, D.C. So Rosie had amazing experience. She developed justifications for bills. She gave briefings. She wrote notes for staffers, interacted with constituents, drafted mail reports, really got a sense of government from the inside. So this is going to help her in her quest to go to law school after she graduates from Alfred. So I've got 2 students quickly who I drafted to kind of tell you a little bit about their experience themselves. I had plenty more volunteer, but these 2 just happened to jump on it quickly and be first. So first I want to call up Nicole Tones.
Hi. So first of all, I want to thank you all for this incredible opportunity. Kathy specifically, she's done so much for this program. I'm incredibly grateful. So my main Apex experience was I am designing and building a drill for NASA. So it's going to be a prototype for the Mars mission to drill into the soil and extract ice. So that's kind of cool. This is, yeah. This is a national competition. I competed in it last year as well. Alfred was one of 10 of 150 schools that applied that were accepted. So I got to travel to NASA Langley's Research Center in Virginia. We competed in a lead company. Right next to us was MIT's grad school program with their drill. We did better than them. I'm just saying. Alfred's a hands-on school. I love it. So yeah, that really gave us an opportunity to have that Alfred pride and give a little, give the world a taste of Alfred. Like, we're a small school, let's be real, you know. So it was really cool to get that national experience. It was live streamed and broadcasted internationally. I was interviewed for that. So it was really cool to explain how proud I am to be from Alfred. So this upcoming year, I am doing it again. This year, I'm the team lead. Ooh. I'll be doing that. It'll be going towards buying motors, things like that. That's where we really fell short last year, is the motors burned out in the last day of competition. So we're not going to cheap out this year. And got an extra $1,000 for it. So yeah, thank you very much for that opportunity, and I'm really excited to pursue. So thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Last but definitely not least, a young woman who we just found out today is her 21st birthday. Come on up, Desiree Bojanowski.
Hello, everyone. So yes, my name is Desiree Bojanowski. I am actually, of course, a senior here at Alfred University, and my major is biology. I have a minor in family business management, entrepreneurship. I come from small town Springville, which is south of Buffalo, so I found Alfred and absolutely love it here. My Apex experience is going to be 3 weeks. I'm studying abroad in London, the UK, I'm going to be taking one class at the Richmond University, so it's super exciting. It's just going to be me going over there. I have studied abroad before. My sophomore year, I traveled to Japan with a faculty-led crew, and we had a blast just going around, exploring Japan, and learning everything about their culture centered in their business. And so I'm going to be going to London, and especially with this Apex experience, it's going right into flight costs, because flights nowadays are pretty expensive, so it's going right over there. And I am just so thankful to have the opportunity to study abroad again, as well as meet Alfred alum and Alfred students and get to experience more outside of Alfred and out in the world. So thank you very much.
Thanks. I want to just close by giving a huge shout out to the Apex design team, the folks who kind of built this program from scratch. Of course, Michelle and Marty Cohen and all of the other wonderful people who donated. The ongoing review committee of folks who are kind of meeting periodically to hash out little problems as they crop up in this pilot year and fix them, of course. And then I also, of course, want to thank Logan G., who is coordinating this program and doing an amazing job, as well as Amanda Baker, the director of the Career Development Center where Apex resides now. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Kathy, and thanks to our students. Narilla, apologies. I'm still trying to figure out a compact way to describe your research project, an intuitive way. We'll get there, but so far I haven't been able to do it. We next want to ask all the facilitators, coordinators involved with Common Ground to stand so we can recognize them. There are 31 of them in total. Most of them are here today. It's been just such a terrific honor to be a colleague with them, and can't tell you how proud I am. They've been doing this on an overload basis. This thing really kicked into gear in May. It took a lot of time and effort over the summer. It's been challenging too because it's a program that's not offered for credit. So we're competing, especially when it comes to midterms and beyond, with keeping students' attention. And that's challenging because these folks all pride themselves on excellence in teaching and impact in the classroom. So the fact that they've been willing to stick with it and build, it's to their great credit and our university's great credit. We're very grateful too to the board. Collectively, they've committed $100,000 to do the pilot year of the program. So your collective shoulders to the wheel have been greatly appreciated. Greg Connors, our board chair, personally committed $25K to get an endowment going. And then we found out earlier today that the members of the class of '69 who are doing their 50th year reunion. Gene Bernstein is here as one of the class members, have created a $100,000 challenge match for their classmates that'll go toward the endowment. So we think this will have legs like Apex too and become a very distinctive part of Alfred University. And want to ask Melissa Ryan and Bob Stein, who've been the lead coordinators, to come up and join me. Once took on a project to be the co-editor or co-writer of a textbook. A guy had been doing it very successfully with his wife. The wife passed away, and I was the new wife. And had these visions, time invested in the textbook would eventually put both my sons through college. And then somebody who I knew and respected said, oh yeah, I once did a textbook and I worked it out and I earned less than 25 cents on the hour that I invested in that project. And I found out over time he was pretty accurate. If anything, that 25 cents was an overestimate given how much time. The amount of time and effort Bob and Melissa have put in developing the training programs, running the training programs, checking in. We have periodic sessions, what's working, what's not working, taking it upon their shoulders. 511 students, how do you scramble them so that they're as diverse as possible across every conceivable dimension that we had access to? There were some incredible late nights that they put into the endeavor. And so with both of them, we've asked them to also introduce some students involved, but with both of them, we also want to recognize them with Fiat Lux Awards and thank them for their service and their great leadership.
We mostly want you to be able to hear from the students. We found some superstars, some of our favorite Common Ground students to represent the program. But first, I mean, this is a program that I'm so proud to be a part of. And I want to thank first the people that make it most immediately possible, the facilitators, the group facilitators. What an inspiring community of teachers that it is so just energizing to be a part of. So this is a great program from that angle, an opportunity to work with our colleagues in a different way. But I of course want to thank Greg Connors and the board for making possible a program that, I mean, we know that this is a wonderful place, and this is a program that allows us to get more educational value out of one of the things that makes us so wonderful, which is our diversity.
I want to say thank you to both to the board for all the support. Again, we're proud of this program. We're very excited about what it might mean for Alfred in the long term, and so to know that the board is so supportive is very meaningful for us. And to the fact that we're working with the facilitators, I think it's important to note that the kinds of programs or the kinds of goals that we're trying to achieve with the student also matter within the faculty and staff. We also need to learn how to have difficult discussions and talk about important topics. So that faculty development piece and staff development piece has been wonderful. We think that we're making great connections with the students. It's been so wonderful to be in a room with students from all the different colleges. Normally we teach mostly liberal arts and science students, but now all the facilitators are working with students from the various schools, and that's been a great experience too. But mostly we want you to hear from the students, so I'm going to introduce these three students, and then they'll tell you a little bit about their experiences. So we have two first-year students, Nick Nicholas from the College of Liberal Arts and Science, and C.J. Duggan from the School of Engineering, and we have one transfer student who's in her second year here, Mary Moninger.
I just want to thank you all for having me. Now, when I first heard of Common Ground not giving any students any credit for their classes, I was pretty shocked. I did not want to go, but someone did convince me to go, and it was a great experience. We had one class where we had to do a social experiment, and it's about economic backgrounds and racial backgrounds. And when you look to the left and to your right, and you see that these people have been through the same kind of things you've been through, it gives you this newfound respect about Alfred, actually caring about their students and trying to make this program work out. So, in my opinion, it's really working, and I want to thank you all for making it run. And I want to thank Melissa, Kathy. Kathy's my teacher in Common Ground. So I just want to thank everyone for making this possible. That's pretty much it.
Hello, all. Thank you all for having me here at this lovely dinner. So Alfred is a really special place. I've been here for like half a semester, and it's incredibly real and earnest, and just it feels like the real world here, which I didn't have at my old school. And Common Ground is a really great program that I believe has incredible potential to grow and be really special, because there are so many different types of people, and we here, and we can have so many conversations that are difficult about real world things that are affecting all of us daily. And it's hard to realize because Alfred's in a very rural place. And I know that once Common Ground continues to grow with all of your support, that all of the special, great, different, diverse types of people who come through Alfred will be able to have difficult discussions and be equipped with skills to go out and be real people who make real change in the real world, that isn't this magic little valley, but actually somewhere a lot more difficult. So I had a great time in Common Ground, and it really, I believe, is going to be even better in the future. And thank you for all your support.
Good afternoon. I'm CJ. I don't like talking in front of people, so this is really fun. Oh, good, you all laughed at that. I'm not, I'm crying inside. Common ground can be a really difficult place some days. There's a lot of really difficult topics and a lot of really difficult things to talk about. But there's one really sure way to get through it all, and that is with laughter, and that is with having a little bit of fun with it. Obviously, you can't stray too far away from the main topic, but you can have a little bit of fun with it. So for example, the one day we were talking about things that we felt maybe we were unsafe and afraid of, and everybody was kind of unsure if they actually wanted to talk. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to say something. Let's see what happens here. And I said that at the dark, or when it's dark out, when I walk down the stairs, going down to the gym, I'm afraid a wombat might hop out and just, maul me. It's scary, man. And there was a few chuckles around the room, and people kind of warmed up a little bit, and they're like, okay, this is a little more fun. This isn't a terrible place. And from that day forward, you could see it was like a switch. Suddenly everybody inside the room was willing to talk and was willing to talk to each other and realize that we're not all that different, but at the same time, we come from completely different places and have completely different backgrounds. So yeah, I genuinely do believe that Common Ground is one of the best places and one of the best times I have during my day, except that it cuts into nap time. That's no bueno, but the rest is good. And the pizza's very good. Great way to break ice, in case you're wondering. I'd like to thank you all for helping us get Common Ground up and started. It's a program that I think most students are going to end up enjoying once they get it started and realize what it really does for them. So thanks.
Yeah, CJ's in my group, so you can see how lucky I am to have that working. But one thing that is worth noting, CJ's an engineer. I wouldn't know him if it weren't for Common Ground. And so, that's a huge part of its value, is the way that it brings both students and faculty and students from different units into a program. There's no other program on campus that does that in the same way. So we'll know more about the student experience next week after we have our last session and collect some feedback, collect some data so that we can measure what we've done so far. But we've seen lots of moments of discovery, moments of growth and realization, enough to make us see that we really are planting seeds. And most importantly, I think, with your help, we're sending the message that Alfred University values inclusivity, and what could be more important than that. So thank you.
Last, we'd like to recognize two graduates that are with us. David Kaplan came to us first and graduated in 1978, went off to get his PhD at UNC, and came back here to be on our faculty of counseling psychology. Had quite an impact here, went off to a school in Kansas where his wife, Vicki, had family. Vicki got her own degree in 1994, worked for our career office in New York State Ceramics College. At one point, I found out we had two career offices, one for the Ceramics College and one for the private side of the university. Has had a distinguished career in counseling, very involved in the community. David has been the president of the American Counseling Association, still travels around the globe representing that association, and both in academics and in professional societies, and having an impact on counseling psychology globally. We're very proud to have them part of the Alfred University family. And the reason we want to take this opportunity to recognize them is also to thank them. They've come back again. They've made a $3.3 million request commitment to, number one, with the Student Counseling Psychology Award in the Counseling Psychology Unit. Number two, to establish an endowed professorship that'll either be in counseling psychology or psychology. And then the remainder of the funds to provide operating support where there's the greatest need, but in particular an emphasis on counseling psychology, career development, or another related area. So we're delighted to have you back. Vicki is a summa cum laude, a graduate of ours. General studies, women's and religious studies. And I think it was just one course that kept you from a perfect 4.0, is that right? Or was it a perfect, okay, because otherwise we were going to find that faculty member. Yeah. We have a little something for you. This is signed by members of our board. It's one of our cover photos for the Outside of Ordinary with our gratitude. And a ceramic teapot made by one of our graduates, so you can enjoy it home. And we'll also be sending you, we've established a tradition, anybody who establishes an endowed professorship or deanship, captain's chair, with the Alfred University seal, and an inscription with our gratitude for your marvelous support. So thank you.
Mark asked me to say a few words. I wouldn't have done this on my own. We've had an absolutely wonderful day, and we would like to give a shout out to Robin for coordinating our visits. So Robin, thank you very much. We really weren't expecting this. As Vicki said to me a few minutes ago, they do realize we have to die first. But Alfred has given to us more than we could ever give back to Alfred, so we are honored to make this bequest. Thank you.
One of David's students was none other than Kathy Woofter. And they were going through, and Vicki reestablished a tie with Susan Morehouse, who she hasn't seen for 18 years, and now they're going to finally finish off the paper that she started when she was a student here. So we're very grateful for them, and thank you all for being here. Thanks to our board. And most of all, just again, a shout out to Kathy for all the culture building she's done. We met with the search committee about a week ago, and one of the questions was, well, what are we looking for? And that was the easiest question to answer. It was somebody like Kathy. So big shoes to fill, but she set an example that will point the way to a worthy successor. When we were looking for her role to fill it, and she was emerged as a top candidate, there were worries would we be able to find somebody good enough to replace the person that had left. Great organizations rise to that challenge, and we've got a great challenge in front of us, but we've also got a great example to live up to. So enjoy the rest of the evening, weekend. Happy Halloween, a little bit early.